Hey everyone, it's Kelly. Thanks for joining me. I am back with a new layout and process video for the Blog Hops with Heart, Use It or Lose It blog hop. This is a monthly blog hop that a bunch of my paper crafting friends put on each month, and I found a little time to play along. So basically this month we are using products or things from our stash and putting them to good use. So this layout has some twists and turns as I go along, and I don't end up using the beginning portion that I'm showing you here, but I wanted to include it in the video so you could see a little bit more of my process. I'm starting with a cut file image from the cut shop. This is the Cheeky Chevron cut file, and it is a cut and fold cut file. Basically what that means is it only cuts half of a shape, and then you flip that portion of the paper over to complete the shape. So for instance, this cuts half of a chevron, and then I am just flipping the paper over and using my bone folder to create a crease in the paper to complete the image. Now, because this portion of the video doesn't end up making it into the layout, I don't have a link for this cut file on my blog. So I will include a link to the cut file in the description box below if you're interested in heading over to the cut shop to check it out. So once I have all of those images folded, I am going to bring in some pattern papers from the Altenew Reflection Scrapbook kit. And I do end up using that kit for this layout. So I have this blue pattern paper. It's really pretty. It almost has a watercolor effect to it. And I thought that I was going to use that back behind the cut file image. And I just wanted a portion of that blue pattern paper. So I just tore that in half. And this is the photo that I'm going to be using today. And oh my goodness, be still my heart. That photo of Aiden about melts my heart. Every time I look at it, that baby tooth grin just gets me. It's just so funny how much their face changes when they start to get permanent teeth in there. And this photo was taken in 2013 when we were on vacation in Grand Haven. And I took a little bit of a spin on this blog hop theme. I know that when you think about use it or lose it, you think about stash that you have, so like the products that you have in your stash. But for me, it was photos. I was going through my photos. I'm desperately trying to use up photos that I had printed online. Now that I have a selfie printer, I tend to print a majority of my photos that I'm in a scrapbook at home, and I don't print them online as much. So I have boxes and boxes of printed photos that I really just need to use. I have a hard time scrapbooking the 4x6 size. I really do prefer a smaller photo size now. I wasn't always that way. When I first started scrapbooking, I really preferred the 4x6 size. So I have a lot of these what I would call larger photos that need to be scrapbooked. So I thought this blog hop would be the perfect time for me to do that because I could pull out one of these 4x6 photos and get it scrapbooked. Okay, so back to the layout. I have switched things up a bit, and I'm going to use this pattern paper that you see here. And again, it is from the Altenew Reflection Scrapbook kit. That watercolor flower image is just gorgeous, and it has all of the colors that I have in my photo. So Aiden is sitting on a red bench, and there's a lot of green in the photo, and I don't have a lot of photos that have red and green in them, so I thought I better use this pattern paper while I have a photo that matches perfectly. So that is what I am going to go with. I did apply a layer of clear gesso to the pattern paper because I wanted to bring in a little bit more of a watercolor look on top of that floral image. So I grabbed my yellow No Yokings Shimmers Mist, and I am just using the packaging technique to apply a little bit of yellow around that floral image. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous about what this yellow would do when I placed it on top of that red flower. I wasn't sure if it would change the color of the flower, but I really think that adding the clear gesso first really helped. It kind of gave a barrier between the floral image and that No Yoking Colorings Shimmers Mist. But it also helped my bravery knowing that I had a second pattern paper because these kits come with 2 of each pattern paper. So I knew that I had a backup just in case it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. And you can actually see that floral image off to the left. It's underneath all of those wood origami shapes. I had actually already fussy cut it out thinking that I was going to use it for something else. So I figured if the color didn't look quite right after I placed that yellow color on top of the flower, that I would just adhere the fussy cut flower on top of the pattern paper to cover it up. All right, so I have added a couple of the acetate words, also an acetate butterfly. I'm gonna bring in some of the wood veneer pieces. There's some wood buttons and then also the origami wood veneer shapes. And I'm just playing around right now, just trying to see where things are gonna fit best. I wanted to fill in some more color, so I'm gonna place that Fun in the Sun sticker, and I wanted to add a little bit more yellow behind that. So I just, again, used the packaging technique to add a little bit more yellow. Now I wanted to add a little bit of separation between the photo and the background, but I didn't want to add any additional cardstock or pattern papers because I didn't want to distract from that gorgeous watercolor floral image. So I'm just going to use a layer of vellum behind the photo. I do bring in the chipboard sheet from the Alta New Reflection Scrapbook Kit, and I put a couple pieces onto the layout, but I ultimately decide against using the chipboard pieces, so I'm going to set those off to the side. I do know that I want to add a third word to the title, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. So I end up grabbing the alphabet set that comes in the kit, and I spell out the word vacation, and I move it around a couple different times on the layout, but I don't love how it looks. I felt like the word was just a little bit too long for the space that I was trying to fit it in, and that it just didn't flow really well together. But I do want to say I absolutely love that alphabet set. That font is so unique, and they almost have a glossy finish to them. They're not really a puffy sticker, but it's just such a unique font, and just the stickers in general are so cool. So I am excited to use them on a different layout, but they don't end up making it onto this layout. I end up grabbing a third acetate word and then another sticker from the sticker sheet to finish the title, and I'll show you that a little later on in the video. So here's where I grabbed the sticker sheet, and I'm trying to see if I can find something else to use for the title, and I end up grabbing that word smile, and here's where you can see where I added that third acetate word. So my title is going to be Epic, Awesome, Beautiful Smile. And right now what I'm doing is I am using my Xyron sticker maker to add adhesive behind those acetate words. I have found that with vellum pieces and acetate pieces that it sometimes can be a little tricky to find adhesive to put behind those things because anything you put behind it is going to show through. But I have found that with the Xyron sticker maker, the adhesive is not something that you notice. So that is what I tend to use when I am using smaller vellum pieces or any smaller acetate pieces. And the sticker holds really well. The adhesive in the Xyron sticker maker is great. And I haven't had any trouble with pieces falling off my layouts after I put them into my page protectors. So I'm going to finish adhering all of this onto the layout, and I ended up walking away from the layout and came back and looked at it, and it just really didn't feel finished. So I added a few things to the layout. I added another wood button from the Alta New Reflection Scrapbook Kit. I also add some green enamel dots from Freckled Fawn and a few splatters of black Heidi Swapp Color Shine. And I did add some stitching also to those 2 yellow stickers that I already have on the layout. And here's where I'm going to show you all those things that I added. I realized I didn't turn the camera back on when I added those extras. So I'm just kind of pointing to the different things that I've added to the layout. And I am much happier now. I feel like this really completed it and just added a few more details to the layout. All right, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this layout. I am going to leave you in just a few moments with some still shots. I do want to encourage you to head to my blog so you can hop along with us on the Use It or Lose It blog hop. I still have not seen everybody's projects yet. I've only seen little sneak peeks, so I'm excited to see what everybody has created. So I strongly encourage you to head over to the blog to check it out. I will be back again soon with a new layout and new process video. As always, thank you so much for watching.